Today I will try to present in 15 minutes our paper, VR as a function for archiving media arts, one example. The content of this presentation will be short introduction, concept of media art archiving via virtual reality, case study, and conclusions. The aims of this presentation are to show a new concept for the possible archiving and use of new media art in virtual reality, and to demonstrate the possibilities and shortcomings of this concept through one example, one case study. The goal of archiving media arts is to preserve works and information related to them, their public availability, as well as educational needs in the field of art. A small number of works are archived in libraries, museums, or on websites of artists or art associations, and data about them is mostly scarce, and only the few can be viewed in their original form. Some of the media art works can be reinterpreting and transformed through VR technology and can be preserved, archived, and made available to wider audience. Currently, there is no platform for VR archiving of such performed, reinterpreted works. The existing, mostly gaming platforms could be used for this purpose. In general, we are one step away from global change in the paradigm of media arts, which is noticeable by the fact that more and more authors are submitting their works in the form of NFTC. Archiving, at the time of general change in the field of artistic activity, has also been forced to adopt the new conditions. One of the more recently announced and increasingly notable is the unstoppable concept of metaverse networking, where virtual reality will completely change previous experiences in creating, consuming, exchanging, and with that, the process of archiving new art. Archiving such works in a newly created context requires accelerated adoption of solutions that will help preserve global production. Everything is changing quickly, and it is necessary to look at the fields that have already been adopted, such as the field of video games. Platforms for VR games, for example, Steam VR, Oculus Store, etc., have already been created due to their immense commercial demand. Still, there are no platforms for archiving artistic VR works, and most of the works are either not widely available or are placed on the gaming platform. This is the basic starting point for conceiving the current possibilities of archiving media art reinterpreted in virtual reality. The primary concept of VR archiving of media arts is based on 4 steps. First, selection of the art work that needs to be archived, preparation and adoption to VR, archiving, and accessibility to users. Here is the scheme of our concept for VR archive of new media art. The selected work should be digital, interactive, spatially defined, and have enough data to be used for its direct introduction or adaptation to VR medium. The analysis of existing work and all its protocols related to functionality, media characteristics, duration, specifics, etc. This is the basis of the next phase of VR production, such as 3D modeling, creation of given functions, programming, rendering, sound processing, etc. In this phase, the work is tested and, if necessary, corrected until a satisfactory version is created in relation to the selected original work. The work prepared in this way is ready to be published on the VR archiving platform. This will be public available to libraries, museums, art association collectors, as well as to all interested individuals from all over the world, which will be able to access the work by approval or some compensations. Due to its historical and media significance and specificity, the work Spiral of Awards realized in 1998 was chosen as a case study of this archiving concept. This was an online writing performance performed from 3 locations by 3 authors in real time via the internet. The authors from the London, UK, The Hague, the Netherlands, and Novi Sad, Serbia, sent their textual narratives dedicated to one of the philosophers, Hamvash, Buber, and Berjaev, by email in a precisely defined time written to the recipient's address. It was an event called the Academy of Noble Skills, which took place on the slopes of sunny valley of Fruška Gora near Novi Sad, Serbia. The building of the imaginary spiral of words begin with one word followed with a sentence, then by a paragraph, and end with a story. At the location, 3 actors received their textual narratives in front of the audience. The analysis of the performance protocol was in the first step for preparing the material for VR production. And here is the scheme of protocol analysis, and you can see 3 authors from 3 different locations, and each of them choose one of philosopher. And they wrote words, sentences, paragraphs, and stories, and sent this textual narrative material through internet to Academy of Noble Skills. At the Academy of Noble Skills, 2 actresses and 1 actor present or play those textual narrative to audience, and it became speech narrative. And in the field of spiral of words is starting to build up one imaginary spiral of words. Documentation of the whole event of the Academy of Noble Skills was published in a book, and that means that partly our project Spiral of Words is also archived in the form of textual in a book. After the protocol analysis, the next step was conditioned by the transformation of the concept defined in the original work and its preparation for VR production. The first step for VR production was the mathematical definition of the spiral's path and partial appearance of words, sentences, paragraphs, and stories. This was followed by programming in C# language. After the first testing of the programming code in VR, the project was advanced to definition-specific VR functionalities, such as the use of controllers, navigation, editing of selected words, sound signals, etc., by using the Unity engine and Audacity for sound effects. Testing followed, then corrections in code and functionality, then retesting. In the final phase, specific symbolic visual and sound effects were added for certain words, which is a direct influence and features that is close to theatrical and performing arts, those outside of the VR on the theater stage. For the purpose of the archiving and accessibility of the fully prepared work, the project build was sent for verification to the Oculus App Lab. We chose Oculus Store for archiving our project, and that's the reason why we sent the build to verification to Oculus App Lab. Here is a scheme of time flow from protocol analysis and production of our video work. And it's several steps, and it's mathematical definition, programming, VR functionality, sound effects, etc. And then testing, retesting, and sending this for verification and review to Oculus Lab. After verification, they put directly to their platform, and Spiral of Worlds became available to very wide users all over the world. Of course, those users must to use a specific VR headset because we made our project for Oculus Quest 2. Transformation of the Spiral of Worlds, a new media art project that took place in the early years of internet popularization and thus have available to a small circle of audience and fell into deep oblivion due to the influx of information and data that overwhelms our daily life. This early media artwork is adopted to VR technology and enrich itself with the new possibilities. The conceptual process is visualized and dynamic interaction in VR is achieved, which is now the VR archiving available to one in a comparable wider audience. At the end of this presentation, I will show short video to see how our archived project look like. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you, Predrag. I have a question. How long have you been going to ISEA? Remember that? Which was your first ISEA? Because you're all over the archives.
We put this project on Oculus Store or Oculus App Lab, or today is called Meta Store. a couple of months ago, and we work on such a project for, let's say, couple of months.
Okay.
To prepare material to all this archive material to show possibilities, what is possible and what is new features in VR, because VR is really media with a lot of possibilities that is not possible to be realized in a media of website or in our case of this work via email. And that took time for preparing material and then programming and making sound effects and other things. It's a much shorter period of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
And this project is widely available through the site, and you can also, from our website, you will see in preceding books, we publish this QR code. Everyone could be free to download who has, of course, equipment for VR, adequate equipment.
Okay, thank you. I find your work very poetic, I have to say.